wisdom. We're going to come into some preparatory work for Shirsasana or headstand. So just watch. I'm going to take my brick, my cork brick, and I'm going to come down and I'm going to frame the brick with my thumb and index finger. So the thumbs are in front and the index fingers are alongside. Really anchor the thumb mound and the index finger mound down to the floor. Anchor them down to the floor. So you don't need to go yet, just have a little watch. The toes are curled under, and I slide the shoulder blades down the back, even here, as I press down. Thumb mound, index finger under, mound. Lift the hips, and I walk in a little towards the brick, keep the hips lifted, and then my work is to move the chest towards the thighs and press the shoulder blades onto the back. So it's strong work. You might need to come down, fold the arms and rest in between. We really want to work this structure and to really get the shoulders and arms working for us so that when we come up into a headstand, there's a gentle pressure on the top of the head, but the energy's not weighting down. So we're able to really lift up. So this is the work we need to do first. So come down on your knees, frame your brick. So your thumbs are in front, your index fingers are alongside, and just see that you can press down your thumb mound and index finger mound. Feel how even that pressure of those points helps you to slide the shoulder blades down the back. So feel that for yourself. Curl the toes under, push down with the hands, lift the hips up, keep the knees bent, walk in a little, lift the hips up again, and now move the chest towards the thighs. Press the shoulder blades onto the back. Push the thumb mound and index finger mound down to the floor. Head is off the floor. You might look ahead slightly. There's no pressure on the head in this variation. Okay. We're going to do a few repetitions, so it's strong work. When you need to come down, you come down. Bring the big toes to touch the knees wide and just cross the forearms, rest the brow. Direct your breath in between the shoulder blades, breathing there. If this work was too strong, you could try interlacing the fingers, taking the elbows shoulder distance apart, and pressing down here. Wrist to elbows come up in the same way. Okay? So for some, if there's a lot of strength or scar tissue in the shoulder, you might need to work a little differently. So those are the two options. Otherwise, I'll show with the brick again and we'll repeat. Thumbs in front, index fingers alongside, push down, thumb and index finger, curl the toes. Slide the shoulders down the back, get that engagement. Lift the hips, walk in a little, lift the hips again, move the chest to the thighs, slide the shoulder blades down the back, push down, thumb and index finger. Feel the strong work of that whole structure of pressing down to go up, to move the shoulder blades onto the back. And you are getting the effects of an inversion here. Head is definitely below the heart. You're reversing the blood flow. Good. And then we'll bend the knees, big toes touch, knees wide, change the cross of the forearms, rest the brow. Breathe into the back. Frame your brick, so your thumbs are in front, your index fingers are alongside, and just see that you can press down your thumb mound and index finger mound. Curl the toes under, push down with the hands, lift the hips up, keep the knees bent, walk in a little, lift the hips up again, and now move the chest towards the thighs. Press the shoulder blades onto the back. Push the thumb mound and index finger mound down to the floor. Head is off the floor. You might look ahead slightly.
There's no pressure on the head in this variation. Okay. Bring the big toes to touch the knees wide and just cross the forearms, rest the brow. Direct your breath in between the shoulder blades, breathing there.
So now we're going to come into our variation for shoulder stand, but I'll just say if this looks like too much of an inversion, or if you have any head, neck, or shoulder injuries, or if you're at all feeling fatigued, you could come down, shoulders on your blanket, head, neck off, feet flat on the floor, and slide either the brick on any orientation on the sacrum, or I'm just going to show here an option that's quite soft. You're still getting the effects of shoulder stand, of the inversion. The chest rolls towards the throat. There's massaging, nourishment of the thyroid, but it's quite restorative. Otherwise, if you're feeling zippy, you can take your bolster and have it horizontal in front of the chair, have a blanket for your head. The chair is secure at the wall, and you can take your strap around the back rungs of the chair. Now this is just here because some of us have shorter arms and find that we need to hold it instead of the chair legs. And then I get my buttocks into the space between the chair and the bolster, and then I want to find this placement of the bolster so that my shoulders are on the edge of the bolster and my head and neck are off the bolster. So I find that. From here, I'm going to get a purchase on the chair, which is balanced, so you don't want to tip your chair off. So I'm just putting my feet right here. I can't get onto the chair seat yet. And then I'll hold either the strap or the front rungs of the chair, and I'll go up. Once I'm up, I can bring my feet towards the front of the chair, and this is where I can get the work of the arms. I'm turning my palms out, wrapping the biceps up, pinning the outer shoulders down, lifting the mid-buttock up, and here I stay in this variation of Satyabandha, or bridge pose. So coming more towards a full inversion here, but you have options. So in case you're not up, I'll just show again so we can go together. Your shoulders are on the bolster, your head, neck is lengthened off. You have a purchase on the chair. You're holding onto the front legs of the chair or the strap. You will lift the buttocks up, and then either with the strap or the front rungs of the chair, you turn the palms out so you can wrap the biceps up, pin the outer shoulders down, then get those feet purchased now flat foot right on the front of the chair, and lift the mid-buttock up. Roll the thighs in, and then your work is to just close the eyes, soften the throat, soften the eyes, soften the jaw. You feel how the buttocks wants to dip. Do what you can to anchor down through your feet, the big toe mound, the little toe mound, the heel mound, press down, lift the mid-buttock up, roll the thighs in, and then just feel the situation of this pose. It's in a workshop with Abhijata Iyengar, BKS Iyengar's granddaughter, who spoke to every pose being a situation, like in life. So it's about how we respond. How can we be with equanimity within a situation? How can we find balance? How can we evenly distribute our energy so we're not feeling aggressive or passive? We're staying present in the situation.
Good. And then to come out, if you have the brick on your sacrum, you'll lift up and remove the brick and roll down vertebra by vertebra. If you're at the chair, you can ease yourself back until you can get your sacrum on the bolster, release the calves to the chair, and just tuck that blanket under the head. Release your arms to the side. Let go, let loose. Good. Now, if you landed here with the calves supported on the chair seat, you might choose to stay here for Shavasana. You could keep the bolster on under the sacrum, or you could slide the bolster out so the sacrum is flat on the floor. If you were not, if you didn't land in this situation, you could take this pose. You're welcome to. This just really easeful for the groins and the low back. And it also gives, it's somewhat of an inversion, so we're reversing the blood flow. So nice for reducing any fatigue or swelling in the legs, calming the heart. Or you could take more of a classic Shavasana, lying flat on the floor. Maybe the bolster is under the thighs. Just take what you need. And then on the exhalations, let go the front body towards the back body. Let go the weight of the bones towards the floor. Let loose the surrounding muscles, tissues, fascia, skin around the bone body. Breath to breath. Observing any capacity to release the grip on the Annamaya kosha, the physical sheath. As this is what we're doing in yoga, is penetrating the layers of the body, starting with the body as the gateway towards the soul. Shavasana, after an asana practice, is an opportunity for us to integrate the application of our will and our mind, and then to notice, feel, observe how we are able to let go. And perhaps feel, observe, notice a lightness that may come as the density of the body lets go. And staying in Shavasana for as long as you feel called to work with this release, this letting go of the physical body and leaning into any emerging awareness of the pranamaya kosha, the energy body